Well, happy mission 24 for Operation Merriment. I have got zucchinis on the brain. Matt said, have a happy Operation Zucchini, and that's what's happening today. I have accidentally called my cat Giuseppe Zucchini. That is where we are at, and I can't tell you how good it feels to like move into this version of Operation Merriment. This is what this was begging to be for me, and very happy about it. So uh, the quote that we're starting off with here today is by someone named Barbara Holland. Don't know who that is, but the quote was top notch, and it says, one's own flowers and some of one's own vegetables make acceptable, free, self-congratulatory gifts when visiting friends. Though giving zucchini or leaving it on one of the doorstep, ringing the bell and running is a social faux pas. Yes, Barbara, that's what we're here to talk about today. Today, August 7th, 2022 is Sandcastle Day. It is Lighthouse Day, Bagel Day, particularly preposterous Packaging Day, Friendship Day, Sisters Day, and Forgiveness Day, among other things. But even though those are some really fantastic opportunities for celebration, and you can still do any and all of those and more, we are not here to talk about those. We are here to prepare for tomorrow, August 8th, which is one of the most specific uncustomary holidays I can think of. And I've always loved it. I have pictures of me celebrating this from many years ago that you probably have seen leading up to this call, or maybe even years ago from following me. And it is called Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Come on, that is so damn specific. And for that reason alone, I've just always adored it, but I've never thought to think about like, why does this exist, or research it, in any way. So I'm just one of those people that loves absurdity so much that I'm just here to accept it in any and all forms. But today I'm here to teach about it. So the way that I do that is I go back to the origins. So let's look at the fruit itself. And yes, it is a fruit. Zucchinis are part of the gourd family. And you'll notice that I did not make the mistake of talking about Skittles last time. And or Skittles, was it? No, it was jelly beans, and not have jelly beans on hand. I literally made a stop with 4 minutes with the grocery store left open to get zucchinis. Okay, so zucchinis are part of the gourd family, and they come from a bunch of like squashes that actually, like, the dinosaur version of their family would have been originated in Mesoamerica, which are like countries in Central America now, like 7,000 years ago. So these are like serious dinosaur gourds. Is this super phallic? I don't know. But it wasn't bred into what we know today as a zucchini until the late 1800s. So like really bordering on the verge of like 1900, the year 1900. And it was in Milan, Italy. I feel like everything that I've been looking up recently, just in my own life, has been in Italy and like on the verge of the cusp of the 20th century. So like the 1900 year. It's very interesting. So anyway, things are about to get super weird though. I'm actually going to pull up my my photo reel for you just to show you what I'm talking about. I usually don't do this, but there is some really, I lost it when I was looking up at this stuff. Okay, so all right, so this is me sneaking zucchini, and this is what we're going to talk about right now. Oh, how can I actually like read what I'm talking about without showing to you? All right, well, I'm going to show you these flowers right here, and then I'm going to come back. So I just want you to look at these two different flowers. See how there's like one, this is the same flower, but on the inside they look different, right? Okay, I just want you to like keep in mind that for just a second. Okay. All right, so zucchinis are bred by finding that yellow flower. Zucchini is actually a flower, And there are female flowers and male flowers that have different parts on the inside of the flower, okay? So the male flower has like that protruding stick of pollen, which is called a stamen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that stamen. And then the female flower has like a receptor, which is called a stigma. And that's where the pollen goes into. Like, that's what we're talking about, like being pollinated. That's what that is. I don't know how many other people besides me didn't know that's like what pollination is, but that's what it is. So we have like the pollinator stamen boy part. And then we have the female receptor stigma that's like for the pollen to go into. And then on the female flower below that, it kind of moving more towards into like the green stem area of the flower, there's like a an ovary, like a literal ovary. So okay, zucchinis won't grow, like the zucchini fruit that we know, they won't grow if there aren't male and female flowers like growing together, because they can't be pollinated, and they can't grow if they're not pollinated. So if you like type in stuff into the internet, there's a lot of questions coming up about like how to hand pollinate your flowers, your zucchini flowers, and to check to make sure that you actually have both male and female flowers in your garden. Because if you don't have the right environment, you're not going to have you're just going to continue to grow flowers, but you're not going to grow zucchini. So zucchini, basically what happens is the female flower is like getting pregnant in the ovary, and the stem starts to slowly get like enlarged, and it grows into a gourd over time. Instead of just being like the little stem, it just starts to get thick, real thick at the top in the ovary, and then just slowly turns into a gourd. And it grows and grows and grows, and then the flower kind of like disappears, and that's what we eat. It's pretty crazy. I didn't know that flowers had ovaries. I had to make like calls. And that is why zucchini is technically a fruit, not a vegetable, because it comes from seeds and a flower, not the ground. And FYI, my head is so itchy. And now, just so you know, like the flower is also edible just on its own. So zucchini was brought over here in the US, North America, in like the 1920s when the Italian immigrants were moving over. And pollination for zucchinis is super high in the summer months. And there's a history of like the abundance of a lot of fruits and vegetables around this time of year, but zucchinis are really like popping hot right now. And it's also said that zucchini is basically like, if you have one zucchini plant, you're going to end up having more zucchini than you know what to do with, because one flower plant like makes a ton of different zucchinis. So basically, if you're a gardener of zucchinis or a farmer of zucchinis, you're going to have more zucchini than you know what to do with by the end of the season and harvest. So by the time August hits, hence August 8th, 8/8, which I think we can all agree on, regardless if you're in the US or not, the dates, you end up with more zucchini on your hands than you know what to do with, right? So enter some guy named Thomas Roy, who invents the holiday, sneak some zucchini onto your neighbor's porch day. And the idea was just to unload the affluence of zucchini and bless your neighbors with your bounty of your harvest. So he is also credited with creating No Socks Day and Humbug Day. So this guy is definitely absurd, and I'm super into him. So today we are going to be celebrating zucchini Thomas Roy style and stealthily sharing some fruits. So supplies that you need for today are a zucchini. You just need one. And I made you a pamphlet printable. So you're going to print this out. And if you want to have like a gift bow, you can do that to make it a little more fancy, or even like a gift bag. And you might need some scissors just to like trim up your, your pamphlet to make it a little more even. And if you want to have like a stealthy mask or anything, or like a spy outfit to go deliver this, that might be cute, but we don't need that right now. Okay, so step one is to obtain some zucchini. That's your step one. Now, if you could go to a grocery store. That's literally what I did last night after I saw John Mulaney. I was like, oh, right, Matt reminded me that we needed a zucchini. And I stopped at the store with 5 minutes to spare. So you can get one from the grocery store. You can check out to see if there's a community garden near you. You could see if there's like, yeah, I'm blanking on the word, like when there's like a produce, like the I'm literally like, you know, in Broad City where it's like an exchange, like a produce exchange. You could find if like a friend has a garden. It's probably too late in the season to plant one right now, but depending on when you're watching, who knows, you could start your own garden. This could be a an inspiration to start your own garden. But basically you just need a zucchini. And remember that if your friend or someone has a garden, they're probably like rolling in it right now. Okay, so you just needed one zucchini. It was like, mine was like $2. Yeah, just for you to know, unless you're like Lucille Bluth and don't know how much bananas are, you know. So step one is get a zucchini. Step two is to get your printable. So let's talk about the printable, because this is my first time making a pamphlet, like a legit pamphlet like this, and I am not very spatially aware. And I did a good job, honestly, with the printable, but in terms of printing the pamphlet, it might not be easy for you. So I'm just going to show you like all of my like my mess ups, just so you can see what's going on. So the pamphlet, there are multiple options. Well, there's two options really for the PDF. So the first one is kind of just like as it fits to your screen. And if you have a fussy printer like I do, and it like doesn't always, like when you scan in to kind of do the margins and stuff, if it doesn't really do that quite well, you might want to just go down to the one that I've uploaded that says 0.5 page margins, because what is important is that it lines up on either side. Because if it doesn't, you're gonna end up with something where you're trying to like fold it and it doesn't match up and it looks weird, right? So if you end up with something like that, I apologize, then it's just annoying. So I made like an extra PDF for you to try that if you're having like a fussy printer. And it'll also just make it a little more seamless, even if you're printing it somewhere else, okay? Now, if you don't have a printer, we always talk about the options for that. You can go to like a FedEx or a Kinko's, and it's less than $1. You could also go to a public library. You can also, you can make your own, right? You can use my example of this and just like literally make your own pamphlet. That would be a really fun activity to kind of just literally copy this, you know, and use it on like a piece of paper. There's no excuse to not do something like this, right? This is to make it as simple as possible, but you can always do something like this. And it also doesn't need to be a pamphlet. Who says it needs to be a pamphlet? It can be a note. It can be anything. And pausing on that for just a second, I'm so excited about zucchinis. I didn't even show you our inspirational photos because we paused on that and came back twice. So hold on, just bear with me. Okay, so we have me kind of sharing zucchini at a neighbor's door. I literally did that, and I wore a little mask, and at that time I only owned one black dress. Maura took that photo, and we showed you like the different parts on the inside for the pollination. And then this is kind of like what it looks like even more on the inside of your zucchini here. We have the pollen, we have the stigma, and this is what the ovary looks like. So see how it kind of looks like a stem here, and then it kind of turns into, it's starting to grow right here. It's pretty cool. And then you can see here, these are like the different stages and different kind of like how it's kind of growing here. It's pretty cool. Very interesting. I found some other inspirational kind of mood board ideas. And these are anything that can be linked is linked in your resources. This was something, there's not many people that are celebrating this online, I'll tell you that much, but I did find this person that said, you know, I always appreciate that you're always nice and never a meanie. So I brought you some zucchini. Now you can make zucchini paninis, zucchini and beanies, zucchini linguine, and zucchini martinis. Like, that's super cute. And it's just a tag. So if you don't have a printer, which was, you know, my train of thought here, you could make a tag or just a note. It doesn't need to be anything. Also, if you're super into the anonymity of the Random Acts of Merriment, you don't even need to leave anything. It can be a complete stealth operation. This is just a bonus. You don't need the pamphlet. You don't need a note. You can totally just like leave a blank zucchini, so to speak, on your neighbor's door. That's really fun, honestly. I think that's hilarious. This label on this link is very misleading. There's not 100. I think there's like 30 ideas for how to use a zucchini, but I loved that they added like the little hair or the feathers and the googly eyes to that. That was really nice. And the stick, like snowman style. There are so many zucchini puns and jokes and comic strips and like paintings and artwork and tote bags and stuff. I had no idea. There are so many zucchini jokes. And another word for like the stem thing is a courgette. So there's another opportunity for rhyming with courgette as well. So zucchini and courgette. You wouldn't think so many things rhyme with these two words because they're kind of very specific, but I'll be damned if they don't. So by day, courgette, by night, the masked zucchini. And I thought that was really funny too, because we're doing like kind of like a spy thing here, and maybe like doing like a Zorro vibe or something to inspire your outfit. And just some more stuff with these jokes, which, you know, are after my heart, with these very ridiculous puns. What does a vegetable wear to the beach? A zucchini. There's a bunch of like zucchini bodies, bikini body kind of pictures and stuff. Valerie loved taking her pickled courgette for a spin. Like, I don't even know if that's a joke. Like, I don't know. How old are zucchini with me? Like, are you kidding with me? It's so good. Then there's like this very specific sect of people that are making zucchini boats. I don't know, man. Some of these don't even have links. I just found some weird stuff online. Like, this one is like just a gnome riding in a boat. I don't know. Some of these pictures are weird and I'm here for it. It's so fascinating to me, like what people will do with one specific thing. And it's like, there's probably so many other kinds of like fruit or vegetables that we would do this with as well, right? Like a cucumber, I feel like would work, or like really any gourd would probably work for this specific thing that someone decided would be a zucchini boat. But yet we probably are just like really like, if you talk to someone that's like into zucchini boats, they're like, no, it has to be zucchini. I don't know. But there's another thing called zucchini racers. And it reminded me of like my brother was in the Boy Scouts and they did this thing with like these they would make these little cars and they would have these like races and they'd zoom them and they're like adding wheels to them. So this one looks like it's in water and it's like a hybrid of the boat to the racer, and there's zucchini racers and zucchini boats. I don't know, man, but this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here as this new stage of Operation Merriment to be a bridge to you, to let you know that zucchinis don't just need to be eaten. It's not just like a weird thing next to the Brussels sprouts in the grocery store. Zucchini's got options, babe. That's what I'm here to be. I'm here to be your zucchini options, babe. This is just more photos of me like literally sneaking a zucchini onto a porch. Okay, and then this is your a peek at the thing I made for you, the pamphlet. I can't keep remembering the word pamphlet. All right, so happy sneak some zucchini onto your neighbor's porch day. I'm gonna read to you what's here on the pamphlet. So it's all very green and yellow because it's kind of like the flower and then the zucchini. So inside we've got well, this is kind of the first page. When you open it up, it says zucchini trivia. So we have that it descended from gourds, that they're bred in Milan, that they were brought to the USA, and that's the history part I'm reading right here. And then And then on the inside, the middle, it says zucchinis are originally a yellow flower. The male and female flowers are left near each other. The female flower becomes pregnant. We've just got some pictures here. And then I'm explaining like what August 8th is. Zucchini plants tend to make a lot of fruit at once. You know, summer is everything that I just told you, right? And then on the back here, we have some trivia. I didn't actually tell you all this trivia. I told you the flower is edible, but you know, they actually have more potassium than bananas. The darker ones have more nutrients. The largest one was 8 feet 3 inches. One zucchini is a zucchinia. It's actually a fruit, and it's the only fruit beginning with the letter Z. And then on the back page, we just have like what Operation Merriment is, and if they want to find us, they can do that there. So it's basically just like an easy printable to kind of like explain why you're there, why you're dropping off a zucchini, if they want to learn more about zucchinis, if they want to share it with their kids, if they want to find out more about why someone would do something like this, they can. It's just an easy kind of thing. And I thought it was really cool to do. I don't know why that I chose a pamphlet, but it felt right to me. So let's talk about how to print this out on your printer. So the printer, you want to, I'm going to recommend the 0.5 page margin. And it's going to look, and also I would recommend trying black and white first if you don't want to mess up around with your color ink, and just kind of save that just to make sure that you have like one congruent option, right? So you want to print it out and just print one page at a time, just one page first. So you want to go into like the custom settings and just change it to page custom, and then just type in page 1 and then change it to black and white. And then you'll print out a one page, and it'll look like this, okay? And you'll have the little margins on the side. And then you're going to put this page back into your printer. Now, I don't know what your printer's deal is. Your printer can load in a mysterious amount of ways, but I'm going to tell you that what you want is for two things to happen. You want, well, I guess 3 things. You want the ink to not print on the same side when it goes through, because otherwise you're going to have 2 things doubled on the top, and that's going to look weird. You're going to have like multiple things going on at once. So you want to figure out when it goes in, does it print on the top of the page, or does it print on the bottom of the page? Is it flipping the page? You're gonna learn about your printer in this process, okay? And you want it to print so that the writing is facing up on the same side. So you don't want it to like have the headings up here on one side and then the headings up here on the other side. You want the headings to be on the same side, okay? Because otherwise, if you do this and you open it, it's going to be upside down, okay? And then the other thing that you want is that when you match it up, the one that says happy speak some zucchini on your neighbor's porch day is going to match up with zucchini history on the back. And then the August 8th is going to match up with zucchini trivia. And it's going to probably take you, I mean, it's very possible that you could just like know your printer very well or luck out, but that's what you're going to want to do. And those are the goals for printing it. And then once you get that down, you're probably going to want to just kind of trim the edges a little bit because it's going to make it look more clean. You're just going to cut it. And then you fold it 3 ways. And that's what makes it a pamphlet. And that's it. Okay, so now we have step 1 and step 2 done. We have our zucchini, we have our pamphlet. Now you can attach a bow if you'd like. I think the green really brings out the green. You know, and it could be like a little warm or cold rather, and like kind of slimy. So the adhesive might not work very well. What you could do is you could get like a piece of string and kind of like weave it into like all these bows here and then wrap it around. That's an option for you as well. You can also get yourself a really long like wine bag kind of thing. Open that up, pop in your zucchini, pop in your pamphlet, or stick your pamphlet on the outside, and then put your bow up here. How cute is that? And then you're done with the packaging. And then step 4 is to sneak it onto your neighbor's porch. So, I mean, if you really want to go all out in terms of merriment making, I'm sorry, it's so warm in here. It's so humid in Baltimore. To put on your stealthiest outfit, put on like a little mask, really channel the energy of like a stealthy little spy, and go sneak over, just sneak next door and plop the gift on like their porch or their stoop or their front door, like whatever. And, if you're not comfortable with, if you don't like your neighbor, or you're worried that they would like call the cops or whatever, it doesn't need to be a stranger. It doesn't need to be your literal next door neighbor. It could be someone down the street. It could be to your friend that has a kid. It can be literally, it can be anybody. This is about, spreading joy. So it can be like however you want to do it. But I do think like this sneaking aspect can be really fun as well. Yeah. So, and then of course, step 5 is to document. And I want to see pictures of your stealthy zucchinis and your little outfits and stuff. That's super, super fun. And okay. And remember that you can recreate that pamphlet any way you choose. I put my name on that pamphlet, and if you print it, it'll be obvious that I made that. But, the information on there is like free range. Like those are facts about zucchinis. So I think you can totally make your own pamphlet if you want to. I didn't make up any facts about zucchinis. Those are all real. So you can Google them as well. And elaborate bonus alternative ideas. You can plant your own zucchini. Like we said, you can bake a meal with zucchini. Get one for you and one for sneaking. I did that too, and I'm going to try to make a recipe. I linked you to 25 easy recipes for zucchini. You can, like I said, not use the pamphlet at all and be like totally a mystery. You can also put like maybe some sort of like freezer cold bag, like to keep it fresh in there if you're worried about the heat, because it is August. And I also put in the link for zucchini racers, like we talked about, and the boats, and just like other uses for zucchinis. So I think this is really fun. I think I'm having a great time with learning about like really random specific stuff. And I hope that this is fun for you. I think we're still completely merging the elements of celebrating and being silly and kind and having random acts of merriment. And, I actually just like kind of rewrote the main page for what Operation Merriment is, just at the top, to be like more clear about what we are and who we are and what we're doing. And I just wrote, we are people dedicated to creating random acts of merriment every week. Each week is inspired by an unusual holiday. First, we dive deep on a topic, from kaleidoscopes to zucchinis, with history, trivia, and mood boards. Then we take action with a simple tutorial in 5 steps or less. Our primary goal is to embody joy first and then to spread it. It's not just DIY crafts, it's perspective shift, focus, reminders, downloadable printables, resources, silliness, and celebration. And that's all listed here on the back of the pamphlet as well. I feel like this is like a beautiful deepening shift into alignment. And as far as like embodying joy with the zucchinis, I think for me, this was really fun to learn about the zucchinis and just be like, oh my God, like this flower has an ovary, and to read all about like the facts and things. But if what lights you up in terms of embodying the joy first is to eat the zucchini, or go to a restaurant and, have someone else cook you something to eat the zucchini and not have to cook, or to go find a zucchini flower and to smell it, or to make the craft out of the zucchini and to turn it into a boat or a racer, or to, make up your own jokes about zucchinis and puns and make a zucchini bikini, or to do the act of merriment as the kindness random act of merriment. There are a lot of different ways, and if we can engage our senses and our connectivity and our creativity and our play, and to use the pillars of merriment making in Operation Merriment as well, then I think that we're going to be in a really great spot. And if you are confused or not sure where to start in terms of embodying joy, then chapter 11 for my merriment making book is like the best way that I can ever articulate to you how to accomplish that. And if you want to learn about how to embody joy, then that book was really all leading to that point. And that chapter is something that I'm extremely proud of. And it's chapter 11 of 12. So come check out my merriment making book, A Guide to Getting Back Your Joy, at uncustomary.org/merriment-making. And you can find it on my Instagram at merriment maker, and my link tree and my website, uncustomary.org. Like, just find it. It's great. I'm really proud of that book. So yeah, be sure to let me see all your pictures, tag me, you hashtag Operation Merriment, and go enjoy zucchinis in whatever way makes sense for you. I love you. And I will see you next week on the same time, same place.